It's in 007. I know, Pelawena, when you're watching your team is when I can't get a hold of you. The moment that your team is not playing, you are here. How are you doing,
Yeah,
my brother?
it's pressure games, man. When you're watching your team, you're not on pressure.
What did you think of this first half?
Yeah, just should request, guys. We are tired of talking about the small teams. We prefer to speak about big teams only. But
Guy.
but I think um relatively I would say boring game. I think it's far from boring game. I think we've seen boring games so far. I don't think it's a boring game, but it's a quiet game. And I think even the stats tell the picture. One shot on target for Chippa, two on targets for Pirates,
Mm.
and it was a weird goal. It gave me the what is this boy's name? Jimmy Tau's goals
Okay.
against what was that team? Yeah, where he suddenly stopped playing.
Mm.
So I don't know what was going on there. Like at this level, you play to the ref's whistle. You don't
Mm.
just decide to stop J.
Especially during an
And last
attack.
exactly. And one thing I can say is Hoto is not a DM. It's not a fullback, guys. Pirates should
Mm.
get that out of the system.
Mm.
And Abuti Kuto is here, so I'm gonna vacate space for Abuti Kuto. I mean, I don't talk about small teams. My team won, but
Hey,
but yeah,
guys.
but Pirates is not impressive. But it's
Mm.
okay. They're winning. Yeah.
Mm. I think that's the theme of this year. They're not impressive, but they're winning, and you can just change the team name. Steve, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, my man. How's it going tonight?
No, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Well, firstly, what do you support?
I'm Naib Pagania.
Ulpagania.
Born once and always, bold and the beautiful.
Ngifuna nini amapagania. Ngitshele niboneni kule game so far.
I think in terms of my team's play, I'm quite impressed, man. Unlike last season, we were a bit naive,
Yeah.
always going forward, running around like headless chickens. I think the coach brought in a bit of stability. I can see it in
Mm.
the game. We deal much better with the low block.
Mm.
So this is how you win the league. All these tough games, whenever teams play a low block, get that solitary goal, shut the back door, get your 3 points, get the
Mm.
league.
Mm.
Simple. Jose
Mm.
is the future. Jose is the future.
Are you worried that the chances, well, the goal itself was also a situation where, man, it seemed cheaper. I don't know what happened, but it seemed like a mistake. Are you worried at all that so far you haven't done a clear chances, and it comes down to this weird mistake type goal? Are you worried at all about that?
I mean, that's the name of the game. Two teams spend the entire week practicing, trying to perfect their game. So
Mm.
the only way a team wins is if the other does a mistake. So I'm glad that the boys are starting to capitalize on these silly
Mm.
mistakes that the other teams make, unlike
Mm.
previously. We look
Mm.
more lethal, we're more direct.
Mm.
Wing play is improving. I think Hoto is doing quite well on that left wing back position because he's
Mm.
able to create numbers there in front as well as cover at the back because I
Mm.
think it's Libito, their right wing, is quite a
Mm.
pacey player and he's giving us
Yeah.
problems there. So his tracking back is quite good in supporting Usibisi and Otoki. So
Okay.
all in all, I think the trip to Spain, I did the things. It made the
Hey,
pods to disappear.
we're not gonna stop
I
hearing about this Spain
no,
trip.
no, no. You
Let me
won't. You
bring
won't.
let me bring in Butari. Hey, Scatel is Spain, guys. Hi, man. Butari, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. What did you see from this first half?
Best, man. When was it? On Sunday after Chiefs win. If I wanted to ululule like, like a booty
Yeah.
kuto, but I couldn't come in. I wanted a booty kuto to feel the excitement, but otherwise, man, this game has nothing much to offer besides Paris trying to start the ball from the back, but they're starting the ball from the back with
Mm,
no pressure, with no counter pressing. They
mm,
have to
mm,
literally walk with the ball to cross the center.
mm,
It's a boring game. It's not a wow game,
mm, mm,
but
mm,
I feel like Chippa United will still concede. You see, when you play in a very low block, like what Chippa United is doing, you are likely to make this mistake. You are likely to change the offside on your own. You are likely to cause unnecessary free kicks.
Yeah.
On a word, you can even give out a penalty. So for me, I think Paris will still score. And once Paris score the second one, Chippa might, even if Umok and Mamela says to them, still maintain a low block. Psychological as a player, you think, hey, I need to score one more goal, then they'll open up in the second half. I feel like this can end as a 2-0 or a 3-0. So I
Okay.
think that's what it can be. But it's a boring game, man. And I feel like Usi is a true Pagania. You know, when you're a true Pagania, you see Hoto as a
Hi guys. Let me
but
bring the road. I'm gonna come back. Ronnie. Hey team yako. Hii ngati stuff as cheesy today, Ronnie.
No. I was sure that he was going to refresh the team, you still have quality outside. I think 3 games, let's see, in 8 days or something. If not, if it is too much, right? And it's still early in the season. So I was sure that he was going to refresh the team, right? Instead of changing the two. I thought even London now is doing the very same thing that he was doing at Stellenbosch. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So it is more of the 2 games that they come from the what do you call it, from Royal AM. They wanted to redeem themselves, and they did, and it took something out of them. And then they came to 2 days later. They came to MTN 8, and high intensive game also. Even though there was 5 goals, but it was high intensive. Remember that first 30 minutes it was high intensive all the time before they get the goal. So even that took something from them. So I was sure that he was going to refresh the team. They're starting to show that that 2 games actually, the legs are starting to be heavy a little bit, but still early, even though in the season, right? The legs have not carried too much like game time and all that. So I was sure that he was going to refresh the team. It is only because they come from those 2 games, which were 2 heavy, high intensive games and all that. Hence, you see them like this. So I think Chippa. Hence, I'm saying this team must be relegated, man. Pirates, you can see they're heavy. Why can't you do a counter attack? Get 2 to 3 people in the front which are quick, then you'll turn them around all the time. But I don't know. This team must be relegated straight and then go to Komphela and go to SAP straight
Yeah.
to LFA. Aye.
Let me bring it.
Honestly speaking.
I'm gonna come back, Ronnie. Agent 007. Let me speak about the 2 teams now. Let's speak about Pirates. As Ronnie has alluded to, a lot of these players have not been changed. Do you think that is something that is affecting how they're playing? Because they are, as Ronnie pointed out, very slow. And should Jose maybe think about freshening up this team in halftime?
Yeah, I don't get the rationale, to be honest, of why. Okay, fine. Both teams played. I'm talking about Sundowns and Pirates. They played on a Saturday. Why play them on Tuesday? Why not play them on Wednesday? And then play them on Sunday. Instead of Chiefs playing on Sunday and they don't have a midweek fixture. So, but I think it's just poor planning from the league. And I think it's good that Khoza's team is here so that it's not only Sundowns affected, And I think with Jose, it's difficult, You are seeing that even with the regular starting 11, Mayana's Hoto, they're a bit struggling, So you've already lost 1 game. So you drop points on this game, Sundowns is maybe as good as gone, So try to mitigate that and say, you know what, maybe let's get 2-3 goals and then I can freshen up the team, since you have like 5 substitutions, So
Okay.
I don't think I'm blaming him that much, yeah.
Caesar, as a Paris fan, are you worried about these players playing so many games back to back and not getting a place to rest?
Look, this thing is simple. I think, I'm not certain, but I think what Jose is trying to do is he's trying to establish his base for the league
Okay.
and then probably another base for cups. We've got CAF, we've got MTN, we've got Black Label, we've got NetBank. So I think the other fraction of the squad is probably saving them for the cup games. I think we'll see this weekend really what exactly is his plan. But I believe this crop is who he believes is enough to challenge for the league, and then the other guys will give them a run in all of the cup games that are coming. So I think that's the rotation he's trying to pull.
Okay, I hear you. Vutari, should Paris be worried about that type of thing? Because it seems like they're a little bit slow today, and I don't know if it's because of the number of games they've played. But should Paris be thinking about refreshing this team?
Look, I think so. Even though it doesn't have to say change the full first 11, but try to say now during halftime introduce, as these were said on the comments, introduce Utlabisa and other players. I'm not sure who can they, and Umakaula maybe from the middle. Yeah, but Umafukeng or Oratom, I think for me he's young. He can still take it because even today's game, you can tell he's the one who's trying to play in between the pockets. So for the rest of the teams, I think they can try to allow certain players not to play the full 90 minutes because they'll get what's happening with Sundowns. If you can look at Sundowns, they're having a lot of hamstrings because players are taking a lot from the game and they still have Champions League, they still have a lot of games ahead. For me, if it's a 1-0 against Chippa that is sitting at the back, you can include Tladisa, he's like Mashangani as well, and other players, Mashangani, rest, Uklok is out. Yeah, I think just refresh. You can introduce 4 more players in the second half.
Let me go to Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm going to ask you the question differently because we started it with you. Are you worried at all that when it comes time to introduce new players, they're still going to have to adapt and it might be a bit of a process when they are forced, let's say, to make those changes because these guys have been playing so much?
Okay. This is how they do it, right? That's what I know. I know they do it like that, Paris, right? When they're playing the game now, the 18 they go to play, right? And then the remaining must play a game, a friendly game. So that's why they do all the time. So when you go inside, the game time is there already. So you can't complain that I was never been playing. So that's how they do it. So if they are in Cape Town, there's the remaining team that is playing a friendly at Rand Stadium. That's what they do. You understand me? But to answer the question of why they're playing Tuesday and Saturdays is to accommodate the Champions League. Remember when they do it like this, it is previously they had Sundowns when they're playing, they'll be having more games in hands. So they're trying to avoid that as much as they can. Hence, teams are playing back to back so that when the Champions League kicks in, already you have games already you are up front with games, but in the middle of the league. You understand me? And then when towards the end of the league, 5 games towards the end of the league, all of you are equal with the games and all. That's why Pirates and Sundowns, they're playing back to back. They're accommodating the Champions League. That is, it's like that actually.
Yeah. Okay, no. Yeah. And then I just wanted to ask one last thing before they come out onto the pitch very quickly. Agent 007, one sentence. It was Mamila right to come with this approach for this match?
Yeah, and I think one sentence. Okay.
Very quick, very quick.
Yeah, no, I think he's right, and I think he's gonna nick a goal and it's gonna end in a draw.
Okay. Sizwe, do you blame Mamila for coming in and defending?
No, he's 100% correct. You can't go toe-to-toe the team who's got 9 goals, as you said. It's a good decision, but I don't think it will be a draw. I think Pirates will get another goal or 2. It will be 2 or 3-0 to Pirates today.
Okay. Vutari, same question to you.
It was not a bad idea, but doesn't help him anyway because he will lose and Chippa will be in his back. So either way, or here you just avoid a big scoreline. But that way, it's neither there or here you lose. It's on your back.
Maranza?
I see him introducing our old
Memela.
players T and Mamela and all that. I think he's trying
Yeah.
to add now at the front. But this thing of coming and sit at the back and all those, you just bringing troubles to you. That I don't understand why these teams are doing this thing. I don't understand it, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can't
Okay.
you can't sometimes get a goal and then go and defend then. Simple as that. I
I thank you guys for joining me. We're gonna come together at the end again. Agent 007, Morgan Mamila does it again.
Yeah, and before I go to the game, you're talking about development. I went to the high performance center on the weekend. It was so busy. I thought it was a huge game. And it was under 5 kids and under 6 kids
Yes.
playing rugby,
Yes.
and it was a huge thing. I was, wow.
They take it
If
serious.
people can take that serious, But back to the game, Emma Baka Baka, with Senja. Emma Baka Baka, with Senja. I saw it at halftime. Remember, if you can see my prediction, I said 1-1 because I could see Patrice was vulnerable, and I've said this thing over and over and over and over again. What is this boy's name? Hoto is not a left, it's not a fullback. He's always gonna get exposed, and the Spanish guitar, I don't know, it was off tune today. The substitutions were suspect. I don't know why bringing out Ndlondlo from Makaula. I don't know. It just didn't make sense, And like I said with youngsters, sometimes you play like a Ratoma, sometimes you're gonna play like a Mufukeng. It's all about managing him. You don't always have to start him. Sometimes take him off the spotlight, make him as a sub, But I'm happy. Parents fans are getting cocky. They've been brought down to earth. Thanks to the pastor, TD Jakes. I'm happy, guys. I'm gonna sleep well.
TD Jakes. I know. Thank you, brother. Let me bring you Butlari. TD Jakes. Butlari, your thoughts at the end of this game?
Away, man. I think we can learn a lot as a country from Ama under 12 rugby. My cousin is playing the rugby. It's schooling in fact, Ama under 12. Those guys are tackle each other technically like adults. You can enjoy the game. No, we're not gonna hear the end of this from Morgan Mamila.
Yeah.
What he's trying to do, he knows that pound to pound, he can't match Orlando Pirates, but he's saying he can match Orlando Pirates. And you'll go to press and say, I did match Orlando Pirates. But I think his strategy of the game was first half, let's allow them to run at us. We don't waste enough energy. Let them get tired. Second half, we're gonna introduce Martin Mamela. I forgot who they introduced, so that when we go out with speed. I think well good plan from him, and he did get that goal. I think Pirates, they should have made changes earlier, and also try to press Chippa United more. Chippa was likely to crack because now they started to come out. They wanted a goal. They won this, but anyway, Morgan Mamila again. For me, it saddens me. Yes, I hate Orlando Pirates, but these are the games that determine champions. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Sundowns is 6 points. It's 9 points ahead. Which now is still drawing unnecessary games. That's you don't win a league by playing Orlando Pirates. You always said it. I mean, you don't win a league by playing Sundowns. You win a league and lose a league in the last games by beating all the shenanigans, guys. But if you are drawing such games, unnecessary draws, I think Sundowns are going away with it. I'm disappointed. Honestly, this Orlando Pirates team is the new Sundowns with the quality of players they have. They have a lot of players in the 18 and even the other teams that is not even there. They have enough players to compete for the league. But if you are drawing such games, I'm very disappointed. But hey,
I'm gonna get to him. I see he's in the queue. Let me bring in Gift the Giver. What did you see about this match? Welcome to the show, my brother. Oh, Gift. You can just unmute there. Okay, we'll come back to Gift. Lester, welcome to the show. How are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
Hello?
We've got Gift. Okay, we've got Gift. Gift, how did you see this game?
Yeah, this game, I think it went well for Chippa, but the goals are dry in Chippa and Biggie's camp. I think I heard someone talking about Chippa going for relegation this season. I think they're going to go for relegation because they drew. It's their third game. It's their third draw, right?
I believe so.
Already they collected 3 points in 3. Yeah, the goals are dry. I don't see them scoring first on any game. So the guy was saying they're gonna fight for relegation. I think he's right. But for this game, I congratulate them because it's one of the big games against the big teams. You should get a draw at least at home, not a lose. So they did well. I think Paris underestimated them because like Paris, they play that speedy football and they run a lot. And they were tired. In the second half, they got tired fast. They couldn't even create a chance to score. And maybe you should have just replaced the pass. I know it's a style or something, but today he was not in the game. I think you should have taken him off because Ndondo got tired. That's why they replaced him. And Monare would have relaxed more because he was defending a lot. They couldn't even like start the play from the back. So they caught them off guard and they got the point. Congratulations to Chippa because I don't like this Chippa Penges thing because I saw him moving on the stands and I was thinking that guy was going to be fired tomorrow because like he haven't collected any maximum points and that team I don't think they will score any goal. I don't think they will score any goal. It's lucky they scored today. They are going for relegation and you'll be firing more managers this season.
No, thank you so much, Gift, for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. I also just want to say, Lugisani, thank you so much for the gift. Lester, how are you doing, my brother? Lester? Okay, we'll come back to Lester. Sizwe, hey man, Morgan Mamila frustrates another team. What did you feel about this game?
Look, simple. Morgan came for a draw. Morgan got his wish. It's as simple as that. I think his subs really, really changed the game for him. The Spanish, second half, I think he lost it a bit there with his substitutions. You should have seen that the introduction of Martin, Memela, what Morgan was actually doing was going for that fast, quick counter. I think that was the time where you should have brought in your Otladisa. Maybe even, I said in the comments that put in Evanga. I think Eva would have been effective in this game. We needed a static 9, someone who will get those long balls. Sometimes you need to play scrappy. We are a team that believes in beautiful football, but if you want to win championships, as Pitso once said, you have to really get down and dirty at times. So I think that's where we failed. We wanted to keep our identity, which is good, but on the other sense, we've lost 2 points. But this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I think the guys will bounce back, but for this season, probably Sundowns are still just 2% ahead of us. But we'll definitely catch up. Probably second half of the season.
Is it worrying that you've now played 2 low block teams and the results have been a loss and a draw? Do you think that it's going to be an issue going forward that teams will know that if we play against Pirates, just sit back, don't allow Bosaleng space, and they'll unravel?
It's definitely a worry for us. But, the injury lists, I don't think the coach really has too many options currently. Perhaps if your Lodges, your Tims, your Erasmuses come back, they'll bring in a new dimension for the coach. Because you could see on the bench, we only had one striker, which is Unga, who was an option. Coach, for some reason, opted not to go with him. The substitution of Ndondo, also a bit question mark on my side. I mean, he just conceded, and then you want to shut up shop. Maybe he was happy with the point. We don't know what was going through his mind. But in terms of overall play, I think we're dealing much better with the low block teams, honestly. And I hear guys bashing Uhoto. These guys are a bit unfair, man. I mean, if you look at these performances from last season versus now, the guy it's really two sides of a coin. I think he's improving, and in terms of what Jose is doing, his tactics, he's not a traditional back four, back five guy. He believes in playing three at the back, having your wing backs going to support your attackers. If you put in a Maela came in second half, didn't see even a single cross from him. He lost a few balls. So I think it's clear for everyone to see why Maela is on the bench. Perhaps Marco is as an option, but maybe he saw something. That's why he's not part of the matchday squad. But yeah, moving on from here, it's lessons that he can learn. Then yeah, we can only go forward from here.
Okay, no, thank you so much, my brother. Let me see, Marumakuto. Hey,
Mr. OT.
Like I'm watching this game. Low block, man.
Look, yeah, Lenaki won issue a low block. Disappointing that we could not break them, but I do not think it would come down to tactical ability or anything. The main point was the boys were tired from first minute. The performance is just lethargic from first minute. You could see. I'm actually impressed that Masonga could go that far. I thought he'd pull up 10th minute. I saw one of our players. I just didn't see was it Masonga or Lepasa. Within the first 5 minutes, after trying to cross the ball, he went and stretched his legs. I was like, yeah. I was expecting that. After running riot, against Kukune, not only were we running and scoring, we were also running to the corner flag. We had to run Moma 5 times. So you must understand that the boys, they had felt, I mean, they had a lot of mileage on their legs. What I thought the coach do was to reward Uhoto. And what do I mean by rewarding? He came in and did well as a winger, as an attacking player. Not as a fullback. He's being set up. Yeah, this is sabotage in a way. You've got Maela. Put him at left back. You've got Umtetwa. Put him in with one of the centre backs that has been playing. In the middle, I would have started Umakaula.
Yeah.
And alongside with either Ndlondlo or Munare, and then have Ndlondlo or Munare come in as a sub. Also, Mfukeng did well, guys. I heard someone trying to, Gimang agent trying to take points away from Mfukeng. Mfukeng got us the goal when nothing was coming together. He got us the goal, literally single-handedly. A player who disappointed me today, also I think it's because of fatigue, was Usaleng. I could not see what he was doing, what he was bringing to the table. But the biggest talking point for us, the bench. We lack attacking options on the bench. It's only Kaizer and no one else in terms of creativity. Maybe next time, I don't know is he ready or not. Karim, let's bring him in onto the bench so that we've got enough firepower.
Or isn't it time to, in this type of situation where the players have been overloaded, isn't it time to maybe pick between Mfukeng and Ndlondlo and not have both on the pitch, if that makes sense? Munara 8,
no.
Makaula CDM, Ndlondlo at 10, or Mfukeng at 10. For this situation, as in, now they've played four games on the trot, or 3 games on the trot.
No, I've seen Ndlondlo being given the responsibility to be the main creative artist of the team. It doesn't work out, guys. Trust me, it doesn't work out. Even against Stellenbosch, he should have risen up, but he didn't. Up until maybe when Mfukeng was introduced. Ndlondlo is a great player, but he's just that. He's an 8. We, even at what's that team? Gallants. He would take even better with Ungema on the ball as well as Bo Utlajisa. But to give him that responsibility alone, no.
Okay.
Maybe let's also try, man. Let's also try Umaru. He's been around for some time. We've got so many players. I know. I get the thinking, Yaga coach, to say I want to play my best team and get to 7 points because I've got a game, go Africa. And then I'll use the B side, go Africa. But on the positive side, Mapagania, this is a good draw away from home. A good wake-up call after 9 goals in 2 games because now we're going into Africa. You wouldn't want to go into Africa big-headed. At least they go into Africa barkolota. They have to pay us up. Abashape 5 go Africa, home and away.
Okay. No, I hear. Hey, Mapagania. Lilukise Google Translate yalona kaobane kare. The Spanish gets lost sometimes. Calvin, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good, man. I'm doing good.
How did you see this game?
Lovely game. I think I beg to differ with some of the guys that saying Chippa would be struggling. I think Morgan is just doing his job, making sure that he's a mid-table team, and he's just gonna do what he can do to get a point away. At least they haven't lost ever since the league started. So I think at that point they've rather picked up points than lose, you know. And I'm really enjoying the way Morgan puts the defense together and makes sure that not only are they defending with the big teams, but they also go in front and they're attacking. So they're not just depending on, okay, we're going to hold them, but they're also going from them trying to push and make the attack needed because who knows, you can pick up a win if you can. So I don't know, I'm really enjoying. There's a game plan. You can see there's a game plan to whatever they put on the pitch when they play against a big team. So
Okay,
I
no,
think
no.
that's awesome.
No, thank you so much, Calvin. Let me bring in Sazi. Sazi, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good yourself, man.
No, I'm great. I'm great. You know, as a Chiefs fan, this is a good performance by Chippa.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. How did you see this game?
I'm sure very stressful for the guys at Pirates, but for us, Ekosini, we happy. We're always happy with the stress. But I think for them, it's a matter of our coaches not being able to assess the game properly. When you've got players that like attack minded, when the other team is picking the pass, you need to adjust and put in players that you know which are gonna break down those walls. You can't have the same attacking mindset on a team that's like Abo Stellies, and then when you face Abo Chippa, you know which they're gonna be definitely picking the pass.
Yes.
So you're gonna have people. You need people that are gonna be like smart and play balls behind those defenses. You can't attack the same way. But I think it's one of the things that we need to learn as our coach in South Africa. That's where we struggle. We can't adapt to each game as and when things change.
And do you think that it's going to be a problem going forward? Because, I mean, if now every team knows that all we need to do is to defend a certain way and frustrate Pirates, we could come out with at least a point in our 2 games versus the Pirates.
Definitely. Because, I mean, the other coaches are watching this game and they can see how frustrated these guys were. So I think everybody will be going to the drawing board and be like, now we know how to frustrate them. But again, it's the learnings that I think we should have from Abo Sundowns. Sundowns can have a bad game, but they will craft, They will make sure whatever happens, but those results, we need them. We need to get them. That's the mentality that we need to have. As other teams, especially us, Ekosini, because I'm stressed here. Listen, we've got all the players that we need, but the technical team and the coach, I'm not too sure.
No. I hear you, my brother. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me bring in Hey, Promnis. Am I reading it right? Welcome to the show.
Sharp, it's Promnis.
Okay, hey. No, ngibona la masa in phela. Nami sengithi ngibona Spanish nami la.
You can crack the code. You can crack the code. You cracked it.
What do you support, my brother?
I support the so-called weak mamelodi Sundowns.
The so-called weak. You guys are not gonna let this go. Tell me what you saw from this game today.
I won't dwell on the game that much. I'll just dwell on the effects that I saw from Orlando Pirates. That they are affected by fatigue in just 3 games. Just because of the way they are playing, because they use a lot of speed going forward. And that's as they are going to curve, and with the ambition from the fans, I think they'll be very disappointed this season, because I think they will be facing the one and the same problem. Too many good draws. They call them good draws. I heard from here now. They will be having a lot of good draws, because every team that they're playing against them, if you can close the space between your goalkeeper and the last man, then you don't give them the space to run behind. Then we are done with Orlando Pirates. Or they have spaces for Ndlondo not to operate in between your midfielders and your defenders. Then you are done with Orlando Pirates. At some point, even Mamelodi Sundowns had this problem, but they were able to solve it with the formation of the diamonds between your midfielders. So I think also Orlando Pirates, but their coach, I don't think is capable of changing the formation, because even today, the way he substituted, it was like he was causing more problems for himself. He was not solving a problem. He was actually creating more problems.
That's
creating more problems. And I don't know if
I'm gonna give any credit to Pramogen, man. No Pramogen came with a plan again.
But already Stellenbosch has done the same thing. So every team can do this thing, and they can get away with something against Orlando Pirates. Because as long as you just close the half spaces, you are done with Orlando Pirates. And just wait for that one opportunity and score the goal.
Okay. No, my brother, promise, thank you for joining me.
Okay, Sharp, again.
I'm looking at the time, guys, so I'm going to close it. Apologies to the people in the line. Guys, follow if you haven't followed. Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon. Then Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m., you'll find me live. If you want to watch any of the previous lives and the previous watch-alongs, they're available there on Facebook. For me, I think this was very interesting. And it's interesting because there were a couple of questions that we asked Obi Pirates that was very high-flying. They played against a low-block team, we'd say, or a low-block plan versus the Stellenbosch, and they couldn't necessarily find the answers to get through it. Now they've come against another team in Chippa United that also utilized this low block to really keep our Saleng quiet. And I think some of the questions we'd have to ask is, will Jose Rivero have a plan B, right? So you're seeing that it's not working out. They're sitting back. They're forcing you to take your time to come up the pitch. And by the time you get there, Lipasa, Saleng, Maswanganyi, all of them are out of the game now, right? They're not useful. They have to drop back. They're doing things that they're not used to doing. So how then do you change that? Because he spoke about low blocks, and I would imagine that he'd have a plan for this, right? But it doesn't seem as though he did. And now when all the teams start seeing this weakness and they know how to exploit it now, will all of them start exploiting it? And what happens to Pirates? Number two, I understand that there's injuries and things like that, but you've played, 3 games in a week? In around a week span, right? Surely at some point you go, all right, guys, let's rest some of the guys. Because if we already have injuries, you should try and maximize what you have and say, all right, guys, let's rest some guys so that you are fresh for the other games, right? And it goes back to my question that I was asking, that this plan A team, this top team, his starting lineup team, what's going to happen when you have to go into Africa? Are those guys going to be ready to step in to play for Africa, or are you going to play this team over and over and over and over again until somebody breaks or somebody gets injured? That's for some of the things. in terms of the match itself, there wasn't really much because, like we said, I want to give credit to Umogen Mamila. He came in with a plan. Sit back, frustrate them. Second half, they actually came out and exerted themselves to try get that goal and get the point. So his plan, for all intents and purposes, worked. And it's another game from the big teams, Sundowns and Pirates, where a defensive mistake, there was a lapse today. They stopped playing for some reason, got them the goal. So now the question becomes, is this going to be a pattern that is going to be recurring? You know, so I think credit to Chippa. I don't think anybody, at the beginning of this thing, nobody thought that Chippa was going to do something. I heard over the weekend people were telling me that Chippa was going to catch 5 Leon. So the fact that he was able to keep it to 1-1 and in some instances outplay Pirates, like if there was a little bit better decision making, this could have been a Chippa win, right? But yeah, we know about our players and decision making. But anyway, guys, I'm looking at the time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for being in the comments. Thank you for the Betway stories. Nati, maybe we'll go back and play about Hollywood Bet, about Betway. No, but I've got horror stories from there. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting. We're gonna do more of these watch-alongs, but I'll tell you which ones I'm going to watch before the time. Please follow if you have not followed. Please support the account, and also head on over to Facebook. Follow the page, and if you do me a huge favor of subscribing on that side, on the Facebook page, Overthinking Football, it's only 18 Rand a month. There's a whole bunch of benefits that are there, so it helps me out in doing this. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you guys then tomorrow, 12:30, where we can speak more in detail about what we saw in this match, you know. Good draws. We hear about good draws. As if good draws is something that came from Star. Which side? Which side am I your neighbor? Which side, my guy? Let me know. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30. We'll be here. Tired MC. Moroka Messi. Facebook. We'll bounce back as a Buccaneer focus on CAF. My little knowledge about Orlando Pirates coach is that he's a cup specialist coach. League matches is a problem for him, in my opinion. They wasted goals, go empty and 8. Don't change China and Chandu, please. Man, who is this Lexman guy who keeps putting these links up here? So yeah, no, thank you to the Facebook crowd as well. Thank you guys for joining me. Also, you guys as well. I've put up a subscription thing. They've blocked me from ads. So I'm not allowed to put ads on YouTube. I'm not allowed to put ads on these live videos and the videos that come after I'm live. So please, please, please do me a favor of supporting me by subscribing. 18 Rand a month. I don't wanna kill you on that. And there's a subscriber hub. There's content I'm going to be releasing for you guys, and I'm going to make one of the days of the live is going to be completely for subscribers. So yeah, join me, please, please, please. 18 Rand a month, and then yeah, we'll carry on doing this. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for watching this. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30.